Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. It's Canisha. If you're new around here, my name is Canisha and I create video content on career, lifestyle and just about everything in between. So if you like the sound of that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some things to do in your role. So this could be your first role or it can be your fifth role. I feel like all these things are really key to make the most out of your experience and prepare you for the next thing that you might be interested in. The first thing that I'm going to be talking about is to create a wins folder. Now this is a folder that can be on your laptop, it can be on a book. Have a place where you can routinely go and write down or jot down some of the wins that you've had at work. These wins can be related to a project, they can be related to a task, or some general good feedback that you've received from colleagues or your manager. The idea behind this wins folder is not only to benefit yourself so that when you're not feeling your best at work or feeling the most confident about what you're doing in your role, you can look back at this and be reminded of just how sick you are at your job and how well you've been doing. The other great thing about having a wins folder is that when you want to be writing a CV or a cover letter or talk about your experiences in an interview, you can refer back to this and refresh your mind on some of the cool wins that you've had during your time at your current role. I feel like this exercise is also really helpful for people who've been at a role for a few years as well. Sometimes you forget the cool things that you've done in your first year or your second year in your role. So this is another cool way to sort of document that journey that you've taken from starting all the way up until where you are now. So it's not too late to create your wins folder and start noting these things down. The second thing to remember is kind of linked to the first, and that is to routinely update your CV. You'll now be updating it almost every 6 months so that it's as recent and as refreshed as possible. There's so many things that happen at work and the different bullet points that you might have will change over the course of time. But having this CV refreshed and kind of recent means that if you see a job that you're really interested in, you don't have to get bogged down in trying to refresh your CV so much so that you end up missing that job opening. So don't let your CV collect dust and feel unloved. My third point is to make the most of your work perks and really find as many training opportunities as possible or certificates that you can be studying in order to improve your skills and abilities. Now sometimes when you're in a role you kind of feel like you've done the hardest part, which was getting the role, and then you sort of get comfortable in the day-to-day work that's required from your role. But really, to stay competitive and to stay as skilled within your industry, it's important that you take on trainings or to do certificates in order to improve your knowledge. Most industries are moving at such a rapid pace that getting these qualifications allows you to progress, and it also allows you to stay updated on what's going on in your industry or related to your role. My fourth point is to reach out and to network with different people in different teams across your organisation. Sometimes you'll find that you spend a lot of times talking to your team members or people that you work on a project with, that there's so many other people in the organisation that you don't know what they do, you don't know what their roles are, and you don't know who they are. But when you start reaching out, networking, having coffee meetings or anything like that, you really get to see what's happening in different parts of the organisation and also be clued up on any changes that might be taking place, or if you want to move to another team, then you've got your ear to the ground as to what kind of movements of changes are happening. This is also another great opportunity for cross collaboration, so you might find that speaking to someone on a completely different team to yourself helps out with your project, and already you find a way to work together and support these different functions of the organisation. The fifth thing that I say you can do whilst you're in your role is if you are looking to transition to another role or another company, there's something that you can do that might support your case for your next application or just better position you. The thing that you want to do is to identify what your dream role is or the role that you want to transition to next, and see what the requirements are for the role. So what qualifications are they looking for? What kind of experience do they want or is really important to that role, and take the note down. Maybe you might find yourself that you take 3 out of 5 of those requirements, but perhaps there's a certificate that's missing or even a certain experience that they're looking for. Now with this information, you want to come back to your own role and just examine what kind of projects or what kind of tasks can you do, or what certificates can you undertake that will help you better position yourself for this next role. Maybe you want to leave the company within the next 3 months, the next 4 months. That's a lot of time for you to either get that qualification if it's like a certificate online, or to get involved with a task project, or even sometimes you have some organizations that are outside of your day-to-day role that you can get involved in that gives you the experience that this role is looking for. So basically it's kind of keeping your eye out for the future and think to yourself, what would better position myself for this next role that I want to apply for, and how can I start doing that now? That way you have all the experience that they're looking for, and it would support your transition to be a lot smoother and give you the confidence to apply. Now these are the 5 things I try to remember whilst I'm in a role, and hopefully they might be helpful for you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this, and I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks for watching.